Who y'all? So, grand rising, good afternoon, and good evening. Whatever time you click on this video is the right time for you. And I thank you in advance for your viewership and support. So, look at this now. Wait a minute. I meant to do this a while ago, but sometimes your time run a little short, but better late than never, right? So, Ashanti and Nelly, the information hits the press that they had already gotten married, before they announced the pregnancy. They were married, I want to say last year in December, allegedly. So everyone's happy for them. Ashanti's glowing, their first child. And then, boom, out of nowhere comes Miss Jackson, Nelly's long-term ex-girlfriend. I want to say of around 7 years. He got with her after he broke up with Ashanti, and now he left her and went back to Ashanti. So, boom, fast forward, here we are, right? Now we're going to tap into that energy of what's the energy around Ashanti and Miss Jackson. Now, don't seem like Ashanti's sorry for Miss Jackson or anything that has to do with her. So we're not going to cue Outcast. But we are going to get into the claims around Miss Jackson saying that Ashanti pretty much stole her man. And if I'm not mistaken, she alleged some kind of possible spell work, love spell, something like that. Maybe my eyes were playing tricks on me as I, was scrolling through the algorithm, but I could have swore I saw that. So let's get down to business. And if someone could please timestamp this reading at the 2-minute and 10-second mark, I thank you in advance, and I will pin it in the comments. Whew, now that we got that out the way. Goodness. All right, I've also made it through the threshold where I can finally cuss. Y'all, so look. I figured I might as well do readings on bald head whole shit where I got bald head fingernails, right? So we're going to do uploads today that have to do with women and, whatever the alleged drama is. So let's get off into the energy around Ashanti versus Miss Jackson. We're going to start with Ashanti's energy first. What's the energy around Ashanti and the claims that Miss Jackson was making? Uh-oh, wait a minute. Cards doing backflips and going everywhere. Oh, hold on. Lord, y'all, Ashanti got me exercising by mistake. Okay, so she's saying, damn, she coming out swinging. She's saying 6 of Swords to the 9 of Wands, which is like, moving on from a toxic, chaotic situation to calmer waters. And you got the wounded warrior coming behind that, the 9 of Swords. So what that's telling me is she feels like she didn't take Nelly from anybody. He moved on from what was considered a toxic, chaotic situation for him to what was going to be a calmer, more loving situation, and she's butthurt over it, allegedly. Bottom of the deck, 3 of Swords, heartbreak. But interesting enough, it's the guy who's heartbroken in this card, and the woman watching, looking over her shoulder. So it feels kind of unrequited. This is the energy that I'm getting around Ashanti and what she may allegedly think about the energy with Miss Johnson. She feels like, she can't let go. It's unrequited. So we got 6 of Coins here, which is like equal reciprocity, and the Wheel of Fortune. So, okay, so 6 of Wands is also someone being given large amounts of money. Money, that is like unearned income, like sugar baby, hitting the lottery, winning a court case, whatever it is. It's receiving large amounts of money that have nothing to do with you having to work hard for it. So it's like the energy around Ashanti is acknowledging, that Nelly took very good care of Miss Jackson, and he spent a lot of money on her. He gave her a lavish lifestyle. And this is the focal point around why she feels she can't let go, allegedly. Ace of Wands, Queen of Cups. So it's like, wow. Ace of Wands is like forward movement and expansion, moving through passionately, also having a lot of intimate passion for the Queen of Cups. Someone who is, intuitive, loving, someone who has a big heart. And juggling. Excuse me. So it looks like that's the issue, because there's some kind of overlay or some kind of overlap here with the time period between someone leaving and someone starting something else. There's like a gray area here, allegedly. The Lovers in the Chariot. Well, gray area or not, you got, this lover decided to move forward and walk away from a relationship. So this is saying that, once again, you're addressing me, but he decided to make the decision to move forward and walk away from the relationship. Excuse me. Oh, clear my throat chakra. Yeah, so, wow. You've got the Seven of Wands here with the Ace of Cups. Excuse me, the Knight of Cups. That makes it a little better. Okay, so this is being very hyper defensive over a love offer. And then this is moving on towards victory after marriage. So, wow. And I do want to, let me get this card down here. I do want to cite that there was a mother of one of Nelly's children, or at least one of his children's mother, said that they didn't even know that he was married until they saw it in the blogs. So this is like, he decided to walk away from this situation, realized he didn't want it anymore, and decided to just, hey, I'm going to just go with God on this one, take a leap of faith. And he married the one that he really wanted to be with. But like I said, it feels like there's a gray area here somewhere in between the time of leaving somewhere and going somewhere for good. This is what I'm pulling right here. Yeah, so he made a choice and decided to get engaged. And this feels like, in some type of way, when he got it in his mind, this is what he wanted to do, things start moving real fast. He didn't want to wait. Yeah, you got the World and the Two of Cups. Excuse me. What is going on with me in these cards today? The World and the Ace of Cups. So it's like a cycle came to an end. And when that cycle came to an end, here's the greatest love of my life. So now it's like, wow. So it's like, energetically, what it feels like is he decided he was done with Miss Jackson. And then he decided to move on, just like hyperspeed, move straight on with Ashanti. And Miss Jackson didn't get a chance to process everything falling apart because she just knew she was going to be the wife. So this is like having emotional whiplash. Yeah, you got the Three of Pentacles here, which is the union. The Five of Swords, which is harsh communication and arguing. Wheel of Fortune. So it's like I was the one that was supposed to go into union, and this is what she's being combative about because this affects her Wheel of Fortune. And it's not just Wheel of Fortune as in, he spent good money on me. This is like feeling like there was a destiny swap. Feeling like somebody stole your blessings. Hold on, wait a minute. There's another card up under here I didn't even see. Yeah, I just said, feeling like somebody stole your blessings. Three of Wands. Okay, so I want to go off into the destiny swap when I get into her cards, when I get to Miss Jackson. So you got the Seven of Swords, which is someone being very underhanded, callous, sneaky. Queen of Swords. So this is going into the energy around Miss Jackson, where she's making these accusations towards Ashanti. And Queen of Swords is like someone who will, someone who will perish on their sword. I have to think about how to word things on YouTube. And this person, will go out kamikaze style, telling their truth, telling everybody what they assess to be, real from their perception, the way that they see it. They're going to tell it how it is. So, this is her ranting about how they move forward, how they got married. She feels like she got snaked because it just hit out of nowhere. It happened fast. And this is having a lot of anxiety, sleepless nights. Got the Magician to the Ten of Coins. And it's like things happen fast because this person wanted to manifest their forever, the stability, the family that was going to be fruitful. So this was what Miss Jackson felt like, should have happened with her. End up happening with Ashanti, and then you just left me behind. Hierophant to the Six of Wands. You got married and moved on to success and left me out in the cold. So since the story is going more now towards Miss Jackson, I'm going to pull another deck so that I can get the POV from Miss Jackson's side of the story. Because I keep hearing destiny swap over and over and over again. So I want to see why that keeps playing out in my head. Alrighty, thank y'all for your patience. Let me switch the deck. Alright, angels, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest heavenly order, tap me into the energy around Miss Jackson. The energy started pulling very heavily from Ashanti, so I need to understand why she feels like this might be a destiny swap. Please start there. Wow. So you've got the Empress coming out, hitting the table. And then we got, ooh, this might get a little messy. Three of Coins to the Fool at the bottom of the deck. And that's like, the baby tipped the scale, and that's what caused them to take a leap of faith and get married. Now, I'm going to have to say this with a strong allegedly, but it feels like the energy around her is allegedly saying that she feels like had she not have gotten pregnant, he wouldn't have even married her. Wow. So it's like feeling like she used the pregnancy to her advantage and tipped the scales with the pregnancy. Lord. Ace of Swords, which represents the card of the truth. The Emperor. So the Emperor represents someone who can be controlling, someone who runs everything. But looking at this here on my table with the Empress to the Ace of Swords and the Emperor, it's like she found out that it was actually true that he had fathered a child with her. So once again, remember I said there was a gray area between how all of this happened, from where someone left someone to somebody started something with someone. So it's like she feels like she didn't have enough time to process the information on one situation before being hit with the news of another. It's like, oh my God, they're pregnant. Oh my God, what you mean they're married? It's like, you know, it's just too much to carry. It's too much all at once. It's like all of this was supposed to be my story, allegedly. Like, this is the energy that I'm getting. And then boom, Gabriel blew his horn and it was over. Why was judgment called on this situation? Because it's like this, you got a wish fulfillment here at the bottom of the deck. So why was judgment called on this situation? Okay, so here's the moon, but up under the deck, we've got the Page of Coins and the Hangman, okay? So she really feels like this baby ended up being a hangman to him and her, you know, moving forward or possibly working this out, allegedly. And this is why she feels so defensive, because this was like her soulmate. And then boom, here's the Tower. And that Tower falls under the Empress, which represents motherhood. So she's really, 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 you know, it's like things got downhill with her once it was confirmed that she, you know, I was about to say Nelly. Lord, that does not work. Ashanti and Nelly were actually pregnant. They were having a baby. It was like that was like, you know, being hit in the chest with thunder, because she knew it was real. And that truth brought her heartbreak. Seven of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. Why do you feel somebody's being so sneaky and covert? Four of Pentacles represents stability for, you know, generations. For at least 4 generations. Okay, offering your cup attached to stability. Judgment was called because somebody was being sneaky and underhanded. And this toxic energy ends up putting someone in the 5 of Pentacles, which means they end up left out in the cold. They end up losing everything. So, wow. And the secret, the moon. It's like you hid this blessing, these ships coming in. So for their relationship to work, for them to get married, for everything to align the way that it needed to, they did not announce that they were together publicly until after they were already engaged and already working on getting married. They kept this very under the radar. Because to have a 3 of Wands, that's like a major blessing, major ships coming in, and it's under the moon. They kept this very close to their chest, that they were starting this family, they were getting married. It felt like being blindsided or sideswiped, because it's like, where did all this come from? When did all this happen? And you got the Devil here, which, you know, represents obsessing or, you know, toxic energy. And this is like being, you know, you got to, the 7 of Wands is like being defensive and standing up for yourself against this toxic, maleficent energy, but it's become obsessive. And remember, this 10 of Coins already showed up in the other deck. So this is even feeling like, you know, somebody feeling like somebody did this for money. This was a better money opportunity. You just wanted to be a power couple type energy. Now, this just came out literally face down. I had to turn it over. You got the Page of Pentacles, which represents, you know, a new financial opportunity, new business opportunity, new opportunity for growth. But in a relationship, this is like feeling like you were breadcrumb. And that was a Tower, because it feels like she wanted a baby a while ago, and there was a hangman to that situation. So, wow, it's like everything she wanted, you know, she waited all this time. She was patient. She let you have your way and do things the way you wanted to. And then as soon as you leave, you give somebody else everything that she felt like she deserved for waiting. Allegedly, that's what it feels like. And this falls under the Ace of Swords, the Truth, and heartbreak. Her heartbreak was this 10 of Pentacles. His 10 of Pentacles was elsewhere. He laid everything to rest for his 2 of Cups. See, you thought you was his 2 of Cups and he laid you to rest, but he laid everything to rest for his 2 of Cups. His soulmate, his twin flame. He dropped everything because she was the other half of his soul. Wow. So we're looking at 2 sides of a twin flame journey here. We're looking at the twin flame who actually ended up being able to work through all the past negative energy. And they grew outside of each other, had different relationships, had different lives. And when they got the chance to come back together again, everything accelerated so fast because they wasted so much time and they already knew they loved each other, versus the soulmate who thought she was the twin flame. She's starting to realize that she's a little bit more karmic than she thought. And that's a harsh reality. And it's not saying that she's a bad person. It's just, you know, when a situation is not meant for you, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you give up. It doesn't matter, you know, what's on the line. A person is going to go where their heart and their soul tells them to go. You can be perfect in every possible way by your metrics, but that doesn't change the fact that you're not the other half of his soul. There's something that that person can provide that you just can't. And unfortunately, it feels like you're letting that eat away at you. Yeah, so we've got the Ace of Cups and the Sun, which means this love situation ended up getting exposed once you found out about the paternity, that, you know, that situation, him getting her pregnant. This is his baby. He's admitting this is his baby. Four of Coins. He's going to give the stability for all the generations to the person that he loves, that brings him happier times. And this all got exposed when the messages started coming forward. So more so when everything started coming out in social media. It's like, you know, it's the difference between hearing a whisper there, you know, here and there, and seeing it, you know, on your phone or across your TV, all across, you know, the algorithm. You can't get away from it. So it's wow to get the inner workings like everybody else on the outside. That judgment had come. You felt like you had been sneaked, like you got snaked in the worst way, because you found out that judgment came, that this cycle was completely closed, just like everybody else on social media. And you feel like you got snaked out of your wheel of fortune, because this was supposed to be your family, your life. This gives you anxiety, gives you pause, that he kept this secret about this blessing coming in. And then the messages came, and that's when you got defensive about what you felt was toxic, but you ended up exposing that you are the one who was toxic over this union, because he's obsessed with being in this union. Yeah. Seven of Pentacles. He's obsessed with investing in this union, but you're obsessed with combating this union. So, you know, you looked at this more so like, you know, he's been out here, he's bent his corners. You know, he was dealing with this one and that one. This is the energy you accepted him in. You accepted him in Knight of Wands energy. You let him get around as long as he knew where home was at. And that's how there was an offer for a new opportunity, a new life, a new direction with Ashanti. I don't think you realize you left the door open by letting him be a little freer than he should have been. And now you're argumentative after all the secrets are starting to come out, because High Priestess is like high level secrets. Like, I don't think she saw this coming. Yeah. What was different about him this time with this Knight of Cups? He offered his cup because he was in love. But see, the King of Cups is someone that's quiet. They don't say much. They don't wear their heart on their sleeve, but they feel very deeply. I mean, immensely. And he went to this person who he really loved, that literally was the light of his life. And he impregnated her and decided to make this his foundation. And that was the judgment that wrapped up this whole situation, because it felt so underhanded and sneaky, but she didn't steal him. He went where his heart and his soul told him to go, and you gave him a little too much leeway to play around. So it was kind of like a ugly cocktail. Yeah, the Lovers and High Priestess. He kept this choice very, very secret. I mean, top tier secret. until the time was right. Just focused on working and working on this situation. King of Cups. He decided he wanted balance through a new beginning because he was in love. And once again, it goes back under this moon. You know, heavy secret around, you know, him and this opportunity he had coming in, until it was public that he actually was in love and they had a second chance to balance through a new beginning. And when that happened, he cut you off and he chose his 10 of Cups. The one that he wanted forever with, the one he wanted to spend his life with, the one he had a family with and was making a family with. The one that he decided he actually wanted to invest in. And the moment it was apparent to him that this is what he wanted to do, he was obsessed with the idea. But he kept this, you know, real stealth under his, under his armor, close to his chest, until he was ready to tell the whole world. So it's like, even though she feels blindsided, they didn't just come out of nowhere. It was, he had to face some, you know, harsh realities about the way a lot of things worked out in the past. Like, him and Ashanti had a deep conversation, and they had to start facing some real truth, some real hard facts that, you know, we didn't make it because there was too much outside interference. And due to that and how everything happened in the past, they decided to keep everything quiet until they got to a certain point where they stayed down until they came up. And when they were sure that they both made the right decision, everything moved fast. Baby, married, happy. But it was like the timeline was reset. It felt like no time was lost, even though they had lost almost, a decade? It was like that whole decade just literally went right out the window, and it just felt right. So I'm going to end this reading here with Ashanti and Miss Jackson. Lord have mercy, y'all. That was an interesting read. It literally is like the twin flame journey wrapped up in a bow. This time, the twin flames won on both sides. They mastered themselves. They healed enough so that they could come forward to have a hard conversation with one another, put everything on the table, decided to be honest and open about everything. And then from that point on out, they decided to heal, because nobody knows the other party better than the both of them. And that moment, right then and there, that's when they understood that nobody ever would, because they share the same soul. Mission accomplished. Twin flames going to union. So with that being said, I'm going to end this right here. And much love and many prayers and blessings to everyone that's involved. I wish healing and love for all parties involved. And I hope that Miss Jackson is able to move on and she meets the love of her life. And then all of this will make sense one day, why it didn't work out the way she expected it to. It'll end up working out even better. Once she heals, she can look back on this and completely understand that you did all you were supposed to do. Your mission was accomplished. Now you have to go out and live the life that you were actually supposed to live. And then your timeline can be reset too. So, talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.